Breaking news. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the indigenous people of Biafra leader, IPOB, appeals Nigerian High Court ruling which denied reinstatement of his bail. Or bail, not bail, sorry to say. Anyway, my wonderful people, greeting to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I welcome you all to another episode of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's what they call it, unconditional release from the so-called dungeon of the Directorate of State Service, which is DSS. So, gather here, let us know exactly what happened at the Supreme Court yesterday, because according to the information, the lead counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, which is Aloysius Ejimako, he don't carry Obonga Waka, go appeal court again. It's an appeal court that we were 2 years ago, where they were discharged and acquitted. And according to the Supreme Court, they said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail. But go to the court of injustice, Binta Iyako, she said no. The hikaba say I can never free this man. In fact, man, I carry on a waka. Go to appeal court again. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now have become a what do I call it? He has become a raffle or lottery, where we say they go just knock him. Maybe very soon now you will see that person where the whole Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. You go win jackpot, because holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very, very expensive than the time they abducted him. According to them, they don't confess, because you have to pay 500 million naira every time you have to appear before the injustice court to Binta Iyako. Hey, my people, this one. Anyway, let us consider, because we don't get time to take time and no time to check time. So let us move straight to the reason why we are here this morning. Like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing to Okute Daily Talk channel for more interesting videos coming your way. However, the court in a delivered on May 20 refused to grant Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's application, though the Supreme Court had in a ruling held that the IPOB leader did not jump bail, as claimed by the trial court, which is the Injustice Binta Iyako's Court of Federal Zoological Republic of Nigeria High Court. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has filed a notice of appeal against the judgment by Injustice Binta Iyako of the Fulani High Court, sitting in Abuja, which failed to grant Nnamdi Kanu's application seeking restoration of his revoked bail and transfer or remand him to a safe place of custody. Kanu, who has been in detention at the Department of State Service DSS custody in Abuja since the June of 2021, has filed an application seeking for them to do what? To restore his bail revoked by the court after escape from attack in his home in Abia State by Zoological Republic of Nigeria, or you can call them Cow Republic security personnel. However, the court in a delivered on May 20 refused to grant the ruling. According to them, they said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail, even when the highest court in the land, Supreme Court, have said this guy never do such. But Injustice Binta Iyako have to play by the rules of her paymasters, those who keep her there, to sabotage the Biafra movement and to deter Mazi Nnamdi Kanu his rightful right of freedom. She have to do the bidding of those who keep her there. In the notice of appeal filed through his legal team, led by barrister Aloysius Ejimako, Kanu said that the trial court erred when it misdirected itself on the facts and otherwise failed to properly evaluate the evidence when it wrongly held that on the issue of transfer of the defendant or applicant to another place of custody, have found and held that the present place of custody of the defendant is a proper place of custody, and which decision led to a miscarriage of justice against the defendant, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu said there is a world of difference between what is, by law and facts, considered a safe or proper place of custody, such that what is done by the respondent to the applicant and his lawyers at the said current place of custody of the appellant amounts to exposing the appellant to a serious constitutional disadvantage as regards his right to fair trial in this or in his ongoing trials. He further argued that the trial court held in law, which when it refused to grant his application upon what he described as the implicit finding that the room at which the DSS or the said DSS detention facility were upon he met with his counsel is not a safe and clean room for him to prepare for his defense at the Zoological Republic of Nigeria Court of Law. The IPOB leader also said the trial court held in a law when the court failed to exercise its discretion in favor of the applicant of the appellant and in that respect occasioned miscarriage of justice in all ramifications. Moving forward, the notice of appeal further said the trial court misdirected itself on the fact when the court held that having found that the defendant jumped bail and had forfeited the surety's bonds and discharged them from the bond and sureties, having gone an appeal on the same issues. I cannot take any steps until the outcome of the appeal is concluded. Kanu's legal team in the notice stressed that, amongst other issues, the issue of bail jumping and revocation of his bail were considered by the Supreme Court in the case marked SC/CR/1361/2022 between the Fulani Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu, where the Apex Court ruled the respondent was on bail and therefore in custody of the law when his home was illegally invaded by heavily armed military officers of the appellant, causing him to flee from his home and the country to secure his life. In the face of such an attack, it was reasonable for him to flee to secure his life and physical well-being because death can never face any trial. This is what what any normal and reasonable human being would do in that circumstances to preserve his life and physical well-being. It is glaring that the consequences of that attack were intended or foreseeable. This is not arguable. The applicant's officials knew that the invasion of the respondent's home caused him to run away to secure his life and physical well-being. Yet, during proceedings in the pending criminal case against him, they appealed that his bail be revoked, that a warrant for his arrest be issued and his sureties forfeit their respective bail bond, and that his trial in his absence be ordered because he had jumped bail and is not in court to stand trial. But they knew that their illegal actions made it possible or impossible for the respondent to be in court for his so-called trials. In a situation such as this one, where the prosecution has taken extrajudicial actions against the defendant in a pending criminal case brought by it and made it impossible for the defendant who is on a hell to be on the court for his or her trial, it is wrong to treat such a defendant as having jumped bail in the sense that he is running from persecution or running to avoid persecution in the pending criminal case in respect of which he was granted bail. Moving forward as well, the respondent did not intentionally and knowingly fail to appear in court. It was therefore wrong and malicious for the appellant or appellant that had caused the respondent to flee from his home and country to secure his life, and that had therefore caused his unavoidable absence from the court to inform the thereby deceived the trial court that the respondent had jumped bail. On the basis of this deception, the appellant appeared or applied to the trial court for an order revoking the respondent bail, forfeiting the amount securing the bail bond of his sureties, and order issuing a bench warrant for his arrest. It is glaring prime the record of the so-called proceedings in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria court. In the trial court that granted the said orders, prayed for the appellant with knowledge of the fact that the respondent's absence from court was caused by the invasion of his home by armed officers of the appellant. Therefore, the trial court knew that the said extrajudicial and illegal actions of the appellant made it impossible for the respondent to be in court for the so-called trial, but deliberately he is not absent because of the invasion of his home. In the light of the foregoing, the trial court acted unfairly and without rational and legally justifiable basis by its decision revoking the respondent's bail, forfeiting the amount securing the bail bond of his certificates, and it is order suing a bench, a bench warrant for the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, according to them. Anyway, in conclusion, in any other honorable court of appeal deemed fit to make the circumstances of this appeal irrevocable, according to the English they use here. But to my own best, to my own understanding, this is one of those things that we are saying, that the zoo can never and never be found wanted. Anyway, we have some reactions here, which nothing is working in Nigeria. Nothing will work until we get to the root of this problem. Them don't change anthem. They go soon change constitution. We must get to the root, which is 1914, a cursed day, when light and darkness were forcefully joined together by the so-called colonial masters. Like I said, they said, at good guy or wayo guy, why are you on the internet all the time? Why live your life on the internet? You have nothing to do. It is either you are one of the politicians who have stolen Nigeria's money and cooling down somewhere making comments on the internet, or you made money from scamming people. Either way, you have nothing doing, according to this my brother. Any said then don't change anthem, then go soon change constitution. Those who believe that they own the country will abort any radical change of the constitution. Nobody easily gives up a vantage position. Of course, they are not ready to do that. Not now and not ever. According to the more comments that we have here, good guy said it is crumbling in their face. Nigeria is on a highway to a violent disintegration. Even a blind man can see it coming. Lakeside replied to him, said, I wonder how body get a life and quit living on the internet. This one, his own problem is just this internet. Oh, what do I know? Georgina Women said, Oya, Ewa, and Agege bread, done. Oya, Ewa, and Agege bread, done. So make it just quickly, sharp, come collect your own. Zikora said, Shebi Kanu said, he knows Nigeria law better than lawyers and judges. He declared that he cannot be tried in any court in Nigeria after the initial gragra, which was a side drama for his followers. He's going before a judge in Nigeria yet again to seek reliefs, according to you. No, Neo Biafra said, you really sound senselessly obsolete as a human being. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he cannot be tried in any court in Nigeria based on some conditions. Can you boast of being aware of the condition he cited? Is he being tried as of yet? You could have your celebration over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu forced imprisonment by your folks. But look at Nigeria and all the political breakdancing going on in Nigeria. 9 regions instead of states, aka regionalism, is the same as regional autonomy. One of the many things Kanu said, and Boko Haram went ballistic. More are coming. You probably have heard of the man named Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He was crucified for telling stone heads like you the truth. My brother, this one is Zico. I said, thank you for describing yourself. You did a good job. I do not disagree with your description of yourself. Part of the problem. Neo Biafra can reply to Zikora. The post was all about your stupidity. And once again, you agreed that my response was appropriately meted to a T in reference to your lack of understanding the issue you jumped into. Without first ascertaining that you were educated enough to touch with a 10-foot pole, idiota. He called him bingo. That bingo is only deceiving himself. This one is Van Stoffen. Nestor said, you said you could not be tried in a Nigerian court. Was he wrong? Aren't they proving him right? I am, according to him. Anyway, my wonderful people are here. We can take back breaky. I beg you make a like, share, comment, and make sure to keep subscribing to my channel for more interesting videos coming your way. I'll be right back with another blockbuster. Que Messiano. my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters.